there and welcome to my channel and welcome to today's Flosstube video. My name is Julie and I'm also known as Peachy Stitcher, so I've put this top on purpose today, and I've not done a Flosstube for almost 1 year. In fact, I'm about a week short of a year, and I've been having a few ups and downs, and lots of ups, but at the moment a few downs, and I decided today that to watch some Flosstubes, and a lovely Pam in Scotland, Ditsy Daisy Crafts, who I chat to on Instagram, sort of encouraged me and inspired me to get going again, and she really cheered me up today. So thank you, Pam. And as promised, here I am. I'm a little bit out of practice with these, although for my paper crafting business I'm online every week. Every Tuesday I do a YouTube session. I can do that in my sleep. I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm supposed to say, I know that I've forgotten everything about doing a Flosstube and what you're supposed to share, so I just thought, you know what, today just get on, be there, get a video uploaded and just share what you've been up to and all your whips and everything. So I'm just going to do some random order. If I do things wrong or not as how it's supposed to be, then I apologise, but I'm just here showing up and I'm happy for that. I'm here for that. So a little bit about what's been going on. Some of you will know, if you've followed me or watched before, that last April 2024 I donated a kidney to my husband, who has had a kidney illness since he was a child, and everything was going really well from my perspective with that and from his perspective, and he does continue to thrive, which is fantastic. But I have begun to go downhill a little bit, and I don't know if it's related to that or sort of more menopausey things because of the age I am. I'm 52, but I'm struggling with my mobility and my strength in my left hand side of my body, which is the side that I donated from. So much so that I can't move as well on my left side. I can't lift my left leg up as high. So what happens is when I'm climbing stairs, I keep falling, I keep tripping upstairs. I fell going into a shop a few months back. It's really not my confidence, and I'm really frustrated because my body won't let me do what I want to do. So in January this year, I joined the gym and I've been going to fitness classes, and it did improve for quite some time, and it improved my mental health too, but I'm really struggling with a lot of joint pain, and my tummy keeps expanding all the time, and I just don't feel right. I don't feel myself. Thank goodness I've got my crafts, and yeah, so I think some of this could be related to the age that I am. I know that joint pain is a thing when you're at menopausal age, so I'm looking into getting something done about that. I'm being referred back to the hospital because I could have nerve damage following the operation. I don't want it all to be doom and gloom, because I would not change what I did. I would not change that I donated a kidney. I just wish I felt a little bit different to how I do now. But I am grateful for lots of things. One of which is I have a new studio. So if you followed me before, I have a paper crafting channel. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and it's called the Paper Haven & Co. And I'll tag myself in the description. And I used to have a studio before lockdown, and then during the lockdown period the lease was up for renewal, so I let it go. And for a couple of years, it's safe to say that I didn't really miss it, because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of worry filling the classes, late evenings, things like that. And I was thriving in the online world, doing my classes online, and then the world opened up again, and that gradually sort of not petered out, because I've still got online customers and I'm still doing online things, but it wasn't a priority for people as much. So over the last year, following surgery, I'd sort of tentatively been looking to find somewhere to open a studio again, but I thought it would be out of my reach financially. But I found somewhere in the village, the next place on from where we live, and I'm not saying it's perfect because there isn't anywhere that's perfect. I wish it was slightly a bit bigger, and a slightly different sort of shape. However, it's in the most lovely little village, and I've got a gorgeous friend over the road who runs a tea room. So I'm in Idle Village in Bradford BD10, and I'm over the road from my friend Miss Butterfingers, who runs a vintage tea room, and we're collaborating on events, and it's just lovely, and it's given me purpose again. It's given me a purpose again. And I'm running cross stitch days there, so I've done one so far in August that sold out weeks before, which is fabulous. I've got one on the 8th of November. I've got 3 seats left, so if you are in West Yorkshire area and you'd like to come along, then it's only £12 for the day, and you get a cream scone included as well, and tea and coffee, and then you can order your food. If you want to buy some food from Miss Butterfingers, she'll bring it over for us. So that is a really lovely day. So I've got 3 seats left, and some of my Flosstube friends are coming to that and came last time, and it was just lovely. And the great thing is I don't have to be a teacher that day. I can just sit and do my stitching. And at the last one I actually had a finish, which I'll share with you today. So as I say, I have been stitching every night, but I have been busy setting up the studio, which I officially launched in July. The children's classes are going remarkably well. I'm really enjoying those, and I have a little shop as well, so I sell a lot of craft kits in my shop. Don't really sell cross stitch kits, but that's something that I might think about doing in the future. So yeah, if you are in the area, do drop me a message and I'll send you more details. So that's kept me busy for the last few months. And this morning I'd got a little bit upset, and I said to my husband that I was feeling really down, and he said, I know you're not yourself and everything. Gave me a hug, and he said, what do you need? What do you need, and what will make you happy? And you know, obviously feeling better and feeling different would make me happy. But I did say rhubarb crumble and custard would really make me happy, and it's not come up trumps with that yet, but hey, the day's still young. No, and then I was chatting with Pam, and I thought, right, I'm gonna go through my whips because they're stored in about 3 different places at home, and you know, I've spent 15 minutes just getting everything in a pile and sorting through and thinking, oh yeah, oh, I remember that one. Oh yeah, I've got that, and that made me feel happy. That made me feel really happy. So I'm here to share with you, and I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you're new, please do subscribe. If you're old, please give me a like and a share, or yeah, and hit the subscribe button and the bell and everything. Do all the things, please, if that's okay, because I want to get this up and running again. So I'm a little bit, I've not taken anything off frames or anything at the moment, so I'm just going to see how I go. Don't tell me off if I do stuff wrong, please, because I'm a little bit fragile. But I've got my board here. So I did say that I had a finish. Please, the ironing police, please don't come at me because I've not ironed anything. But here is my finish that I had at my cross stitch day, and it was a cotton and twine box, and it's Stitching My Way to Happiness that Emma Congden designed. Honestly, you can't believe how dirty your stitching gets, but I don't know if you can see, maybe not, but oh, I'm ashamed that you can see how dirty that got. And I do wash my hands before I stitch, but yeah, I rarely have makeup on these days too. Have today. That's because I've been online for my crafts, for my paper haven. I thought, oh, I've got some makeup on, I'll do Flosstube, because I would never do one without. It's not Halloween yet. So that was my favourite one that I finished. I actually took this on the plane with me to Orlando. We went in May on a trip with Stampin' Up. I haven't earned this year's trip, but we had an amazing trip to Florida in May, and I started this on the plane, and then I didn't finish it. I did quite a bit, but as I say, I finished it in August at my Stitchy Day. So I really enjoyed that, and it was a really nice one to do on the plane. And I got a smallish nudge hoop, which is this size, which I just found, I don't know which, number 2, nudge hoop number 2, which was the perfect size for me for on the plane. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then I'm quite a bit of an Ada stitcher because my eyesight's not the best, and my confidence with cross stitching. A little bit of backstory: I cross stitched many years ago. Initially, probably I first started maybe about 32 years ago when I was 20, and then I stopped probably when I was about 24. I had my son when I was, my first son when I was 25, and then I started again in December 2023 because I knew that I'd be having surgery in April 2024, and I knew I wouldn't be able to sit at my desk like I am now and do paper crafts, and I wanted something that I could do. And I'd been seeing some cross stitch around and thought maybe I could do that again. And for Christmas, my in-laws bought me a New York kit, which I'm going to show you shortly. And my husband said, "Do you think you can stitch that?" Because he didn't know me before when I used to stitch. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a little drink. And I said, yeah, I can stitch that. I can do that. And it arrived. Couldn't even see the holes. 27 years later, the eyesight's gone. So I had to wait. I was so gutted because it's like when you get a present on Christmas Day when you're a kid and it needs batteries and you haven't got any batteries and the shops were always shut. It was like that. I couldn't stitch because I couldn't see the things, and I had to wait and go buy a magnifier from Hobbycraft the day after Boxing Day. Then I've been away and I've been off. I've been stitching ever since. So my next stitch, so that long story was about Ada. I'd not really tried even weave, but I loved the, is it Country Cottage Needleworks, the monthly kits, the monthly houses, and Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics, and I do need to pay an invoice actually for one, set this sort of club up, and I've only done January and half of February, but there's my January one, minus Snowman's Eyes. I've not managed French knots yet, although a lovely lady called Pat tried to teach me some, and they're in the bottom corner here actually, at a cross stitch day I went to ages ago, a few months ago, and I couldn't do them, but there is January, and I love it. So I've got all, I've never used the dye threads before. I've forgotten what they're called. I've never used those before, but I'm really enjoying them, and yeah, I've been enjoying that. And Megan dyed the even weave, so I'm stitching on even weave, and you know, I'm quite okay with it. I quite like it. I feel okay with it, and that's in a lovely little doggy bag. That's in a lovely little bag that I got from Canny Little Fox. I love her stuff. I've got a few of her project bags, and I've got all my patterns in there and my fabric. And I actually took that bag, this bag, on the plane with me because it's not too big. That went in my rucksack with me. So that's that. And then I thought maybe I'll show you the one that I have been halfway through. Oh, the Classic Colourworks. I know you're probably shouting it at the screen. So hey, I'm still a fairly new girl. So yeah, I've got a bag of those, and this is the February one that I've done so far. So it might be finished for next February. But yeah, I am enjoying it. Really am enjoying it. But I've not stitched on it for... I keep checking my Instagram here actually on my phone, because thank goodness I've got Instagram to document these things. So I last stitched on it, I think. Well, I've last posted on Instagram on the 24th of February, and that's when I went to the stitching retreat. And that's all I stitched on. So I've not stitched on that since the 24th of February. So I thought I'd show you my oldest whip, and this is a Letistitch New York, and this is the one that I decided to do to get back into cross stitching, and hopefully I will pop a picture up in the screen if I can remember how to do that. It's been a while. Of how it will look. And I've not stitched on this since, well, I've not stitched on this in 2025. I last stitched in December, but it has come on a bit since then, and I hope you can tell that it's a bit of a New York Times Square scene. Now, I love doing these ones, but then I get a little bit frustrated because it's 4 stitches here and 3 there, and you're changing threads, and it's quite sort of confetti, and I do get a little bit frustrated by that. And then I'll do it for a few weeks, and I'll be so into it for a few weeks, and I'll be monogamous for a few weeks, and then I'll get fed up of it. Novelty will wear off, and I want to go on to something else where I'm stitching in a block. I'm stitching a block of something. So yeah, and that's on a paper chart, and at the moment I'm using a digital chart on my iPad, which I'm really loving. And this is a big bag that my friend Jenny made me, which is absolutely fabulous. Okay, so that's my oldest whip, and why I have got about 3 New York designs. And for those of you who don't know, myself and my husband Craig, he's my second husband, we got married in New York, just the 2 of us. It wasn't a secret or anything. We went to New York in 2022 and we got married in Central Park. So New York's really special to us. Any chance for me to stitch something New York related, and I'm all over it. So I have another New Yorkie one. And this one isn't on the frame. And I got this bag actually, and I can't remember who it was from. So if you know the lady who does these bags, it's on Instagram with this. She always does like this little lace edging, I think. There's a couple of ladies I bought bags from, as well as Canny Little Fox. And if I remember, I will pop a link in. It's not Oh So Alison, because I've had a few of hers, and I've got those to share with you. But yeah, I can't remember. But it's very... She always does like a little ribbon on a zip and this lace. But it's a lovely big size bag, and I've taken this off the frame, and this is the Winter Townhouse by Letistitch. I love this because it's another New Yorker, and it reminded me of Home Alone, and it's got the yellow taxi cab on it. And when we got married in New York, we hired a vintage yellow taxi cab. And it was, fun fact, it was actually the one that was used in Home Alone 2 that we hired when he's going across Brooklyn Bridge. So here is where I'm at with it. So I've actually done more than I thought I had. I don't know what percentage I'm on, but I do know that I've not stitched on it since the 21st of December. So it's not had any stitching on there this year. I find it hard now to count my stitches on the paper charts and keep a track on what I've stitched. That's why I'm loving the digital ones, because it does that all for you. But yeah. I don't think I'm at 50% because I've not gone down full yet, but I'd like to think I've done quite well there. Not done too bad. So that needs a little bit of love. Which bag? Oh, it's there. I couldn't find the bag then, it was on my desk. Okay, what next? My next one is a London themed one, which I actually got for Christmas last year. And you will, if you followed me on Instagram, you will have seen this a lot, and it's had loads of love on Instagram. I'm just going to take it, I'm just going to take the grime guard off. And do you know, it's not too far off being complete. And maybe I should try and finish this for Christmas. But I last stitched on it in March. Do you know, it's not until you look at them on the screen and you think, I've done okay there. So I last stitched on that in March. And my needle minder's matching. It's from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I love the colours in this, the blues and the pinks. I love it. So really, all I've got left to do is a little bit at the bottom. No, I've done the bottom, but it's just tucked up under there. So I've just got the odd bits and pieces here and there, I can see, and then some back stitch, and then I've got the sky and the trees to finish. There's quite a lot of sky to finish, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that one. So I got that one for Christmas last year from my husband. Was it last year? Yeah, it was. Again, I'm looking on my I started it on Christmas Day. Yeah, that was my Christmas Day new start. London Snowfall by Letistitch, present from the husband. So yeah, that was that one. And then it leads me into the one I started on New Year's Day. Hang on a minute. What's that one? Oops, I've just dropped it all over the floor. So this is my current New York love affair. This is probably the one I've stitched on the most this year. Let me see if I've got, I'll try and pop it in. Oh, I have got the front. Again, this is on a paper chart, so I'm rubbish at how much I've got done, but this is this one. So it's a little bit of an update on the other New York one. More modern colours, brighter colours. This one's called New York Times Square by Letistitch. Got a thing about Letistitch, clearly. I've got 4 of theirs on the go, and they're all the travel ones. And again, it is on the frame, but I'll take these little magnet things off so you can see it. And when did I last stitch on this? Well, this has been recent. I've been stitching on this over the summer, so I will just check on my phone when I last stitched on it. So this was my New Year's Day start, and I did a tiniest little bit on New Year's Day just to say I'd done it, and then I didn't touch it. Typical Julie, just to prove a point. And then I didn't touch it again until 16th of March. And then again, I had another break from it, but I've stitched it over the summer. And I last stitched on it in August this year, end of August. And here we are. That looks quite good on the screen. I don't mean me, I mean the stitching. Excuse me. Oh. But yeah, look at those yellow cabs. So yeah, I've done more than I thought. So this was my New Year's start. Yeah, there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go. I do enjoy this one, and this has got something new for me on. I don't know if you can see it, whereabouts it will be, but here, the grey bits, it's only like half a cross stitch, so I've never really done that before. But yeah, I do feel proud when I see this, and I've got my little yellow taxi cab from Caterpillar. I do feel proud when I see this because 2 years ago I'd only just started back up and I couldn't even see the blooming stitches. And again, I've got that on a paper pattern, and I've realised since doing the one I'm doing at the minute, and that's on a digital, I've realised just how much I enjoy. I use markup RXP, and I've realised how much I enjoy that compared to the paper patterns. And this is in a bag from Also Alison, which I love. It's not related to New York, but some of the colours are. But I loved that bag. I love anything with houses on, like that. So that's a lovely bag from Also Alison. And then I've got a couple of random ones to share with you. And I don't even know when I last stitched on these. This one was gifted to me by my friend, my lovely stitchy friend Anne. And she gifted me the chart because she'd finished with it. And it's a Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's called Lovely Home. I don't know if you can see it. It says Love Makes a House a Home. And it was in pinks, but she sent me some of the Classic Colourworks threads, which I'd never used before. She sent me a lovely teal one and a green, and said I thought you'd like to do it in those colours. So I did start it, and it was my first go on even weave. And I can't remember, I did it on quite a big even weave, and I feel like I could have done it on a smaller one, but that's what I've got so far. I've not stitched on this for donkeys, for ages, but I have enjoyed it because you get, there's quite a bit of a block of colour, and then you don't do anything. And I'm just thinking, I've not actually even ever posted this on my Instagram, I don't think. Oh, I have. I started it on last September 2024. So I've only posted on it once. So that's that one. I don't know how many I'm up to now, but I'm probably in double figures for widths now. There are a couple of random ones that wasn't really worth me getting out. That, well, there's one I don't even know where it is actually, so I need to find that one. And then I've got this bag, which a lovely lady on Instagram sent me a message because I was called the Peachy Stitcher, and she had this peachy fabric in, but it's not all as it seems because it's got a swear in it. So that's why I was quite quick showing you it, because it says everything is just something peachy with a big swear. So this one is a Shannon Christine design. I love the Shannon Christine ones because I love her colours, and I love how she merges the colours like the ombre. So this was like a summer one, and honestly, I can't even think, that was a horrible face, Julie. How many chins there? I can't even think the last time that I stitched. But look at the lovely colours in my bag. So nice. Really nice colours. And this is all I've done. And I will try and find a picture and pop that on the screen for you. I'll try and do all that. So I do need to do work on that one. But I've not stitched on that for well over a year. And then finally, I'm on to the one that I'm stitching on at the minute. And it's on the frame, and I'm just going to take it off the frame because it's quite big. It's quite a big stitch, and I've been stitching on this. That was me trying to pull the Q snap off. Oh, I did it. They're not easy sometimes, are they? Oh, that one was easier. Just aware I've got this big cup of coffee on my desk as well. Okay, so I am loving stitching on this one. It's ticking all my boxes because you get to see results with this one. And I started it last year, and it's called Spread the Love, and it's by Emma Congden, and it was in a magazine. And I started it in September 2024, and it was going to be my stitch for when I was in Sister Act, because there's a song in Sister Act called Spread the Love Around, and it was going to be my rehearsal stitch. And then I started it, and then I didn't stitch on it after September, and the show was in November. So I picked it up again after I had done a lot of time on that New York one. I wanted to sew something that was I was going to see results, and I started it again on the 3rd of September, and since then I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half of the jars. Okay, so I'll pop a picture in the screen if I do work out how to do that, of what it should be like. And here is where I am at with it, and I absolutely adore this, and it's going to look amazing in my kitchen. Now, I've only done the back stitch on the honey and the peach preserve. I'm loving the lemon curd. I love lemon curd, the top, and I've a few bits, like with the jam, there's a bit of back stitching. I've not finished the cherry down here because I ran out of the 746, but now I've got some more, but I'd already moved the fabric, and same with the blueberry, and I ran out of the 746, but I'm loving it. And I have made a change. The marmalade, you can see, I don't know if you can see, you can just see the bits, it's slightly darker. They were in it like a yellowy colour, and I just didn't think that they looked right. They looked like a little bit like little worms swimming in the marmalade, because they were yellow, and I don't know, so I decided you can't see them very well, the little, but yeah, they are there, and I've just changed what, yeah, just decided to do it a little bit different. But yes, I am absolutely loving doing this, and because I've got this one on my iPad, I can tell you that I'm 65% done, and it's telling me that I should finish it by the 15th of November. However, on the 8th of November, that's when I'm averaging about 2 hours stitching a night, or maybe even an hour and a half. I'm averaging about 200. My target is just 200 stitches a night. So it's saying that I should finish by the 15th of November, but I've got my all day stitching on the 8th, and so I'll be doing 6 hours stitching that day maybe. So I might get ahead, and I've not got much on this weekend, so I may get ahead. And my target now is hoping to finish it on that day at my stitchy event. So yeah, it's just stitched on some white Ada that had 14 count. Just wanted to make it easy for myself. It is going to be quite a big piece because it's on the 14 count. It's going to look lovely in our kitchen with a nice blue frame. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I love the colours, and I love jams and stuff. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I've just one more column to go. Has anyone else stitched this? I'd love to know. And if you've stitched any of the others that I've shared with you, I'd love to see those as well. So do tag me in anything on Instagram that if you're doing the same as me. I'd love to get everything back up and running again. It's not a long floss tube from me today. I know that I've probably not said half the things that you're supposed to say or shared any of the things. So if you do have a question, then just pop it in the comments and I will get back to you. And I'm not going to do the thing where you mention loads of people because, to be honest, hand on heart, I've not been watching floss tubes, so I can't. But I do want to give a shout out to Pam at Ditsy Daisy Crafts, who was so kind to me today. And I've watched her most recent floss tube, which was like autumn crazy. So thank you in advance of any comments that you leave me, any likes, any shares, any follows. Thank you so much. Subscribes and all that jazz. And I hope to be back regularly because I've really enjoyed looking at all my stuff, seeing where I'm at. And yeah, I do love my stitching. As I say, I'm still doing it most nights, but it's been a bit of a year with one thing and another. But thank goodness I have stitching and I have the cross stitch community. And if you are in West Yorkshire and you'd like to come to the Stitchy Day, then just send me a message and I'll send you the link to book. So I will not make any promises, but I will be back soon. See you soon. Bye.